Guys, I have a confession. I'm not proud of this, but I have not watched the first Nobody. I know. Look, if you click off the video now, I completely understand. I get it. But hear me out. It's very hard to convince my fiance to watch certain movies, and action movies specifically are a little difficult. Anyway, guys. So I just got done watching Nobody 2. Let's go, baby. We got some big name actors here. We got Tom Hanks' son, Colin Hanks. We got Bob Odenkirk. Actually, I think those are the only like famous. Oh, Christopher Lloyd. Duh. We got some good actors here. So I went into this thinking that this looked very fun. The whole thing is that this assassin guy, he's going on vacation because his wife is bitching and moaning in his ear. His kids are on his case. Dad, you missed my baseball game. Dad, you missed my actually I think it's football. Dad, so he's like, all right, let's go on a vacation. Let's go to the place that my father took me to when I was like a little boy. Turns out this it's called like Plummerville, I think, something like that. And turns out this place is a big drug ring. So like the cops are in on it. The whole town is in on this whole drug ring thing. So let's get into the actual meat and potatoes of it. I'm not going to get into spoilers. I might kind of brush on them a little bit, but this will be mostly spoiler free. But before we get into anything, my score for the movie is a 7 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of going along the lines of like a 6 for a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. This is a very good movie. It's a very fun movie, but it was definitely between a 6 and an 8 for most of it. Because this is definitely the type of movie that we've seen before, right? Action-wise, it's John Wick. Like the way the choreography is, the way the flavor of the action is very John Wick. The guy's stuck in this organization. They won't let him leave. You got to fight through a whole entire like town. A lot of it's like right there. Humor wise, it's a little more unique in that regard. But I would say the family stuff, there's a lot of stereotypical family stuff in this. So Bob Odenkirk's main job again is he's like an assassin. He does jobs. He's a mercenary. So it shows at the beginning of the film that he's constantly coming home late from work. The wife is cooking up dinner. He's not showing up. The son has a football game. He doesn't show up for that because he's busy with work. And he's just constantly doing one mission after another. And the very basic family stuff I was just kind of iffy about is, we have like 3 different conversations of, you're never there for the kids. You weren't there for me during my first football game. My romantic novels get me more wet than you ever could, you son of a bitch. Shit like that. So, it just gets a little tiring because there's like I said, there's like 3 moments in this film where Hutch is the name of the main guy. He comes onto screen and then the camera goes over to his wife and you're like, all right, here we go. And it's the wife going, you promised me. Like, it's like, and it's not the case of like, oh, it's a secret what he does. She knows what he does. She's like, I know that you're a mercenary. I know that you go out and do all these jobs. Yet she's pissed that he's home late for dinner. It's like, I get it for the sake of the movie. I get that we have to have some sort of familial concept, but like, hot damn, have dinner a little later. You know what I mean? So that's where my biggest negatives come from. And I guess while we're at it, let's just talk. I only have like 2 other negatives. Let's go over those. Let's be negative for the video. Okay, the main villain, her name is Ladina, something like that. She is, I was not a fan of her. She is very over the top. So she is the person that is in charge of this whole town. So all the drugs going through it, the cops, they all work for her. All the money going through the town all goes to her, right? And that's perfectly fine, because this film has a lot of humor. It goes over the top a good amount, right? Now, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but there are some times where it goes to an 11 when it's really good at a 9. Like, for example, with her being over the top, there's this one scene where she walks into her like makeshift casino, and then she walks up to this one dude playing like poker or something, and she's like, you enjoying poker? And then the guy's like, shut up, bitch. And then she kills him, and then she talks to her guard, and she's like, kill everyone. And then there's another scene where there's like evil music, and she's like literally dancing to it, like the Joker on the top of the staircase. And I'm like, this is a little cheesy, huh? And there's a scene at the end of the movie where it's like the final battle, and it's just like very stereotypical, like, you thought you had me? Well, you didn't. You never did. You're a nobody. A nothing. A nobody too, if you will. So you got like cheesy shit like that. Aside from that, my last complaint, and then I swear I'll be positive, because this is a good movie. And this is such a minor thing. The main characters have plot armor, like heavy plot armor. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's John Wick, and it's the same complaint I have with those movies. And it's that kind of thing where you just can't think about it. Because there's moments where the two guys that are fighting the bad guy at the very end of the film, again, not going to spoil it, but the bad guys are shooting at them. They miss every shot until they shoot one of the two guys one time, instead of just continuously shooting them, because they all have like Uzis, for some reason they were just like, shoot him in the leg, bam, and then the good guy's like, my leg, and then he just kind of limps away, and it's like they're still going after him. So it's like, you would think, common sense would tell you, oh, keep firing, but the guy just slowly limps away, and you can see the guys with the Uzis, they're like laughing, they're like, we got him, we did it. And it's just like, okay, there's plenty of moments like that. Same with with Hutch. He has moments where he gets shot one time, but it's like, no one else shoots. I think they both of the main guys get shot once in the whole movie. Every good guy gets shot at least one time. But that's such a nitpicky. Who cares? The main issue that I had was the guy that got shot in the leg, and he was like limping away, and they're just like, hey, I shot him. It's like, dude, freaking come on. You can kill one person. Anyway, on to the positives. Okay, so as I kind of mentioned before, for not having watched the first one, this one drops you in no problem. There are obviously things that you're going to miss out on, like his brother, but you do get a little bit of that in this one. Some of the family stuff you miss out on, but yeah, it does a really great job of it drops you in. You don't have to watch the first one, and it's great. Next up, the vacation vibe. Guys, this movie is so colorful, and it is just the entire landscape of this. Because if you guys want the perfect vibe, imagine those state fairs that are in every state, the shitty rides that look like they're going to snap after 5 seconds, the countless corn dog stations. The entire area is that. It is all of that. And I love all of it. It's so fun. They get so creative with it. Like the final battle, again, this is a little spoiler, but the final battle takes place in like the main park. So, you use things like the funny mirrors, you use the rides, you use the ball pit. And the choreography specifically is so fantastic. That the final scene is so legendary that it is worth watching alone. That by itself, how creative they get with everything, it's done incredibly well. Not to mention Christopher Lloyd obviously is incredibly peak. But yeah, that's my main positive for the movie. Action, amazing. Film's got good humor. It's very colorful. The actors do a phenomenal job, except for the main villain. I don't know. So that's probably the worst part for me, is just the main villain. I can get past the dude limping with, his leg getting shot, and I can get past the wife being bitchy the whole time, even though she knows what he does. But the main villain is just way too over the top. And it's not to say that you can't be over the top, because like you have, Hutch's brother, and he like became a samurai. So you literally have like a samurai sword fight at the end. And it's cool. And I think it's like, it's at that 9 reaching a 10, but it's not too unbelievable. Right. But you just have this chick and she's just a little too much. But guys, like I said, this is a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, yo. Pretty epic stuff. And I shall see you guys on the next video. See ya.